Good, beautiful morning, everybody, and welcome to the Friday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And today it is your Q&A day. So if you've got questions, feel free to ask them. We'll wait a few minutes, and wait for people to come on board. Just over here. Wonderful. So yeah, we have some wonderful things happening on the planet that a lot of people may or may not be familiar with. This stuff called Ascension. There's a lot of chatter about it. Ascension is not some mystical, beyond your comprehension event. Ascension is a movement in consciousness, a movement in human consciousness from simple consciousness to self-awareness. And self-awareness does not mean that you know who you are as a personality, because who you are as a personality is something very, very different than who you are as a spiritual entity, an awareness, a soul, a product of divinity. It's an amazing thing what you are. If you start to explore that you are not just the body that you inhabit, that the body is simply a vehicle, your life can start to take some really amazing changes when you realize your body is not you. Your thoughts are not you. Your memories are not you. They're information. Start to wake up a little bit. Good morning, everybody. Again, we're going to wait a few minutes before we take on questions and answers. Good morning, Emma. Wonderful to see you. Hi, Lilith. Hi, Christopher. Swinging over. We're streaming live through TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook on my personal page and on my group page, Soul Evolution, which is a gathering of like-minded souls sharing inspirational, empowering, and uplifting ideas to bring the vibration of human collective unconsciousness higher than it currently is right now. We are at an interesting time, they tell me. All my guides and angels are saying we're at a very interesting time where we have the choice between fear and love. Those are the only two choices for every human being in any moment of your life. Whatever you're going to say, whatever you're going to do, whatever you think you're going to be, the question to ask yourself is this a function of love or is this a function of fear? It's that simple. Good morning, guys. Just waiting for the TikTok feed to come up on my screen as we learn new technology. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Hi, Shining Light Discovery. Hi, Lilith. Yeah, we'll start taking yes. Good morning. Hi, guys. Wonderful. Hi, Sunny. Hi, Sun. Thank you, darling. Appreciate that. My beautiful partner in crime, Norma Jean, here helping me out. Wow, lots of good questions coming up already. That's great. Again, we're going to wait a few moments. So this thing on Ascension, which it really takes, it's important you consider what this thing called Ascension is. It's a movement in your consciousness from the simple consciousness of biology, these more slightly complex consciousness of your personality, into the intelligent awareness that is you, that's able to operate your mind and body outside the scope of what you've been programmed to believe you can or cannot do. You are not the body that you're sitting in right now. It's not who you are. Please understand, this body is not who I am. The body you're in is not who you are. These are vehicles, instruments that we get to use while we're in a physical medium of consciousness. Your thoughts are not who you are. Please understand this too. Your thoughts are not who we are. Thoughts are just information that you've acquired through the 5 physical senses from the world so that you will know how to function in this world. But your thoughts are not who you are. Most of your thoughts aren't even yours in the first place. Most of your thoughts have been, given to us by our environments. Most of the thoughts we ever given to us by our environments. And when you begin to make the distinction between yourself as the thinker and the thoughts as just information, then the relationship you can begin to cultivate between your your awareness, your mind, and your body can go through a significant evolution. You are not your body. You are not your thoughts. You have thoughts. You have a body. They are instruments. Now, what makes your mind and body work? This substance called energy that gets created into a manifestation called emotion, because thoughts create electrical energy. That electrical energy is perceived as an emotion. Thoughts create energy. That energy becomes emotion. The emotion causes your body to move and act. Certain emotions cause your bodies to do certain things, right? And when you begin to realize that you have authority over your thoughts and the thoughts you'll choose, then you'll start to have authority over the types of emotions that you'll allow to go through your body, or even the types of emotions that you'll take on from other people. You do not have to take on anybody else's thoughts, ideas, or beliefs. And that's the problem we're facing as a society today, is that most people believe that what somebody else said to me is hurting me. That's nonsense. What you think about what they're saying is what is hurting you. Someone can call me a piece of garbage, and I can accept that idea and go, boo-hoo, I must be garbage because they say so. That's nonsense. Do not let other people's thoughts control you, and start to evaluate your own thoughts so that you don't have to get that. We're going to see if we've got any questions here. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Carly. Hi, Carly. Hi, Dreams. Thank you so much. What happens when we die? We do not die. Please understand, it's called transitioning. What happens when you move from a physical plane of consciousness to a non-physical plane of consciousness is you no longer have a body to communicate or interact with this dimension. That's all that happens. It's like literally, there's a wonderful movie, I can't remember the name of it, where the person leaves their body. That's what you do. When you don't have a body, you are no body. You don't have a body, but you have consciousness. So nothing happens to you other than the fact that you no longer have a material medium through which to interact with this world. And that's very important, I think, to understand that when you leave the body, you do not cease to exist. This is a common misperception that when people say, well, they're gone, they're no longer here. No, they're just not in a physical mechanism of expression. So if I take two radio sets and I'm playing the same station on both radio sets, and I take a sledgehammer and I smash one of the radio sets, and now it's just a bunch of broken pieces. We don't hear the radio signal coming from the radio anymore, but the other one's still playing it. The only difference between the two systems is one is not there anymore, but the signal is still there. Your consciousness is like a radio broadcast signal, in that as long as it has a medium through which the signal is in harmony and can go through, you can express as the person that you think you are right now. But nothing bad happens to you when you leave the body. You simply move from a physical medium of expression to another vibrational plane of expression. Now that vibrational plane may be low or high, right? That's a concern of a lot of people. This Christian mythology, a lot of other religious mythologies talk about going to hell, or going to purgatory when you leave your body. What they really mean by that, or what should be understood properly about that, is that if you are in a low vibrational state, if you're in anger, you feel certain emotions in your body, and you behave in certain ways, and you connect or hang around certain people. We all do that, right? And so you want to make certain that you raise your vibration to a state of love and grace. Get yourself into a place where you are functioning in a state of love and grace as often as you can, with kindness and compassion and playfulness and creativeness and niceness, just being a good person. And when you leave the body, you'll leave on that vibrational frequency. If you're angry and frustrated and upset and angry, then you'll leave on that vibrational plane, and the vibrational plane you'll end up on will be in resonance with your consciousness. Just as the people you're hanging around, the events and circumstances in your life right now are all directly related to the vibration that your mind and your body and your awareness work on. But that's what happens. You transition from a physical state of consciousness to a non-physical state of consciousness. That's what happens when we transition. That word die and death should be removed from the human vocabulary. It's transitioning from one state of energy to another. That state of energy can be favorable or a low vibrational state, but it's just transitioning from a vibrational frequency of matter to a vibrational frequency of energy, right? Our science today doesn't have the technology to measure the consciousness of a human individual when they leave the physical dimension. They haven't even developed enough technology to perceive this other dimension yet. But I promise you, they're going to be developing that probably within the next 10 or 12 years, where they'll actually be able to interact or interface with these other dimensions. And you're doing it right now, whether you know it or not, with your consciousness. Good morning. Hi, Brendita. Question from Brendita. I've been recently drawn to work with trans channeling. I am trying to understand ectoplasm and its function. Any guidance would be wonderful. Again, if you're looking at functioning to manifest the invisible into the invisible, ectoplasm is just a term that was given to a substance from a movie called Ghostbusters. But substance, the vibrational substance, is what you're concerned with here. What you're calling ectoplasm is a vibrational substance that interfaces with matter without a medium of matter as the mechanism to impart it. This is why some beings can cause a density of energy that can cause them to move objects if they're not in a physical body. We see this phenomenon all the time. You can find many examples of it where suddenly something moves suddenly, where someone has been able to create enough energy that even though they don't have a physical body, they can cause something to move in this physical dimension. So that stuff you're calling ectoplasm is the capacity to restructure undifferentiated energy so that it can interact with a material medium through as an act of one's will when they're not in a physical body. That's the understanding that I've been given about that. But trans channeling is a wonderful art form, provided you get yourself into a higher vibrational state. I highly recommend any of you want to become a medium or a psychic, you want to learn those skills, you want to become a trans channeler, make certain that your heart is good, your spirit is high, because there are high vibrational beings and there are low vibrational beings. There are high vibrational energy and low vibrational energy. You want to really make certain that your vibration is higher if you prefer to work with higher vibrational energies, because lower vibrational entities are the ones that are causing a lot of the problems you're seeing on the planet now. The greed, the avarice, the horrible things that are being done to people in large numbers, the economic manipulation, control. These are all lower vibrational manipulations that are interacting with human beings that have aligned themselves to these lower vibrational entities. In some mythologies, they call them the devil or the Baal or other names that they give these creatures, right? But they're low vibrational entities that thrive on manipulation, power, and control. So you want, if you're going to go into trance channeling or be a practicing medium, raise your vibration so that you're connecting to vibrations like the ascended masters who function from a plane and a plateau of love, from beings that have given great gifts to humanity. The energy of Nikola Tesla, for example, Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Aristotle, Plato, people that have given real meaning to human evolution. You want to learn to raise your vibration and connect to their energies. That's a very exciting field. Remember, mediumship and trance channeling, they're skills that everybody innately has, but they must be developed. Like the skill of walking or talking had to be developed. The skill of mediumship has a process from which you can develop it. You can go check out my website, WilliamMichaelForbes.com, and look up our mediumship program there. Our 101, 102, 103, 104 masterclasses, which take an individual from the fundamental beginning steps of awakening yourself to recognizing you're not your body, you're not your mind, you are an awareness, a spiritual entity, a soul, a spirit of universal light, and that you can learn to work with your mind, your emotions, and matter very differently than what your environment has conditioned you to believe you can. We're living in a really fascinating time. Great question. Hi, Catherine. When I'm around other people, I feel extremely tired afterwards. Why is this? Thank you. Again, energy always flows from in conventional electronics. Energy always flows, and I didn't even graduate high school, so please understand that I'm not an educated man. But what I understand is from the electrical realm, energy always flows from a higher potential to a lower potential. And it sounds to me like you're getting, and when I'm tuning into you, I get that you get around these beings and they talk about gossip and they talk about things that are low vibrational, and it pulls your energy down. And that's why you're feeling tired. Two things you can do that I'm getting very strong. The first thing you can do is before you even leave your house, or before you go into any environment, make this statement. to your field. Feel the energy around your body and make a decision that only love can enter your space and only love can leave your space. And really deeply go into the meaning of those words. And then watch what happens. If you do that before you get around these people, make that statement, hold that energy, and do not engage in their lower vibrational communications. Because remember, there's a lot of effort to keep humanity in a low vibrational state right now because of the ascension process that's currently underway. We are perceived as a threat to a ruling authority here that is not based in the human realm, but is based in a different realm. And we are perceived as a threat to them if we evolve our consciousness from fear to love. So they do many things to keep people in fear and anxiety, competing with each other, judging each other, attacking each other. That has to end. But go out, don't engage in lower vibrational communications with people. Just refuse to participate in lower vibrational communications or conversations. Only love can enter your space. Only love can leave your space. That's an important thing to consider, isn't it? So Carly's asking, is my dad around me and any messages? He keeps saying she's a big girl now. Does she really need to do this now? It's important that she knows you are so much stronger. You are so much stronger than you know. In the evening hour this day, call me. Okay, he's just saying. Okay, so when you go to bed tonight, Carly, when you go to bed tonight, lie down, put your right hand over your heart, and just think your dad's name. Don't speak it. Think your dad's name. Think your dad's name and ask him. I want to sense or feel your presence. Just make that statement. I want to hand over your heart. Put your attention on the energy of your father, not the memory of your father, the feeling of your father, and speak his name in your thoughts. In your thoughts, not with words. They cannot hear words because they don't have physical bodies. They can hear your thoughts. So think to him, Dad, I would like to speak to you for a few minutes. I'd like a message from you. And then just allow yourself to receive what he's able to give you, because you can only receive information and guidance from your angels, your guides, your relatives who have left the physical dimension. You can only receive information on the level that you're able to receive it. And if you don't believe you can receive it, then you won't. Most people think they expect them to appear as a physical being again. They've left their body. Their body is finished. It's gone. That part of their life is gone. Their consciousness still exists. So you really want to understand this function of consciousness as something that's separate and distinct from matter, but can interact with it. And learning to become sensitive to the presence of the loved ones around you, even right now, Carly, like even right now, if you tune in, just think to him. Just think, Dad, and feel what you feel. Because they respond to thoughts, because thoughts are non-physical medium. Thoughts are a non-physical medium of communication. When they're not in a physical body, then non-physical thoughts is the way to communicate with them. And then you have to train your awareness to be sensitive enough to feel or perceive how they communicate back to you, because they'll communicate back to you in symbols. They'll communicate back to you by stimulating memories. They'll communicate back to you by actual specific words. They'll communicate to you by sensations, feelings, warmth, heat, cold. There's different ways that beings on a non-physical plane can interact with your consciousness, especially when they're somebody you're very, very close to, right? Thank you so much for that. Thank you for your question too, Brendan. I really appreciate it. Let me just go here a second. Just give me a moment. Question from Tiffany. Do my guides have a message for me today? It's funny. I'm getting a song. I'm getting the song Zippity Doo Dah Zippity Day. My oh my, it's a wonderful day. I don't know the rest of the lyrics, but they're singing that song. Like really to go into your day with great zest and joy. Go about everything with great zest and joy. We see you and we know you sense our presence. Take this at heart. Take this at heart in your actions. As we've said, go forth in joy. Like that song, Zippity Doo Dah Zippity Day. Like that type of energy you'll bring yourself into more resonance with them. By getting your energy up into that joyous state, you're gonna start to feel their presence, and you'll start to interact with them more differently. People don't understand this function of vibration, that you can change your vibration from fear, from anger, to love, to joy. You can shift your vibration. A lot of people don't know that they can do that. A lot of people think they need a pill or a drug or someone or something out there to change how you feel. No, you are a great authority. You are a divine authority in your body, and you can alter and change. You can alter and change the vibrations you're feeling, the emotions you're experiencing, the thoughts that cause them. You can change those things. They're not beyond your control, because you are a divine soul. All of you are a divine soul. You're not your mind. You're not your body. You have a mind. You have a body. Once you begin to realize that, you can start to really enjoy your life as a function of creation, rather than waiting for something in the world to save you and rescue you. You are so powerful. You are so powerful as a creating intelligence when you realize the power of your own thinking, the power of your own imagining, the power of your ability to change emotions from one state to another. You can change fear into a function of love. And we've seen that happen many times in our courses in class, where people have come in where they're suicidal, they're very desperate and afraid and can't do anything with their lives. And they suddenly discover they can actually change their emotional energy. Imagine that if everybody knew how to change their emotional energy themselves, they were trained that they don't have to depend on the pill or the drug or this person or that thing to learn how to change their own emotional energy, so they don't have to live in anger or fear or sadness. And I did that for many, many years before I learned what I'm sharing with you right now, before they started communicating to me 4.5 years ago about what needs to be said to people and what humanity needs to know. You did not come here to suffer. None of you came here to suffer. You came here to create. And learning the function of creation, you can create your thoughts, you can create your emotions, you can create what you do with your body. You don't have to depend upon the world to do that for you. You can do that for yourself. Great question. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Just coming down here. Question from Emma. I've been looking into the energy of number 8 today, and Dwal Kul has been trying to make me understand. Can you ask him to elaborate? It's funny. He said, if you understand the number 8, turn it on its side. Do not be in such a hurry to know, to anticipate what is. Be in the moment of now. Be in the sensation of what you are receiving from me, rather than the anticipation of what it will produce for you. It's in your anticipation that you're losing the clarity that you know you are receiving. Do not anticipate. Be in the vibration of the transmission that you're receiving. Be in that vibration. Do not anticipate. You have an eternity in the present moment. You have an eternity in the present moment. Release your anticipation. You feel this now. Let yourself feel that. Without the anticipation, be in the moment. I am with you. Be in the moment. I am with you. And then there is no object and subject. There is simply our being. And in that, there is no more confusion. In the present, there is no confusion. Wow. Thank you, Emma. That's a great question. I love that. Somebody on TikTok asking, oh, that's a really cool name, Squeamish Council Balls. I can't pronounce your TikTok name. I apologize for that. Do you have any advice for a lost soul trying to reconnect with their body and be more healthy? Absolutely. I'm not an expert in health. We have a person that runs the food portion of our program who helps people transition from conventional foods to a healthy lifestyle of eating. But I get really strongly, first you need to come to a place of love and grace. You need to really, and that's where I sense you're coming to this understanding that you want to establish greater love in your body. But that means you must understand what you put in your body and what you think in your mind. Give it its constitution. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not lost. Quite the opposite. You are in the process of rediscovering yourself. By the very nature of your question, you are saying, I am rediscovering myself. This is what your question says. I'm now ready to rediscover myself. And we would say to you quite simply and gently, you are a beautiful sentient being. Learn to put in your mouth that which is of goodness and light, of life. And let that which comes out of your mouth be of goodness and love and light. And let what goes through your mind be of goodness and love and light. Look in the mirror and look at the light that is looking back at you, which is yourself. It can be so easy to think that you are lost when you are in the process of discovering who you are, even in this moment. Your question says that is what you are doing. You are discovering yourself. You are on the journey. Okay, thank you. That's one of your guardian angels. He calls himself Matthias. Yeah, he's very tall, dark man, dark-skinned man. He's wearing these long blue robes right down to his ankles. Yes, yes. Now, the other thing I personally would like to suggest you is on my YouTube channel. You can go to my YouTube channel under our recommended channels is a channel called The Healthy Life, run by a gentleman by the name of Marcus Rothkrantz and his partner Kara B. And I highly encourage you go and check out his program and look at the food that he offers. He's got a really beautiful program for healing your body. And you can take a look at that. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Just going to scroll down here a little bit further. Question here. Looking if any spirit around me recently lost husband and 3 sisters, please. If you're asking the question, it's because they are around you right now. You see, many of you, when we leave the physical dimension, many of you are looking for us. You are missing us from this dimension, and you think you are missing us. You are missing us from this physical dimension only. But if you could allow yourself, even now, to breathe slowly, to allow your body to breathe slowly, to relax and rest your body, to become sensitive to our presence around you. They're around you. That's why you're thinking of them. That's why you're wondering about them. They're trying to communicate with you. They always try to communicate with you when they leave the physical dimension. All of them try to communicate with us when they leave the physical dimension. What happens is we are not developed enough sensitivity to perceive their energy. And you need to learn how to develop that sensitivity to perceiving the energy of the non-physical energies of these beings. They're not in a physical body anymore. They're in an energy body. You know, it's just like you look around you and you see you're breathing this invisible air. You don't see it, but it's there. So their energy is not physical energy, it's non-physical energy. You can't see it with your eyes, you can't hear it with your ears, but you can feel it and know it with your awareness, because your awareness has 5 faculties. You know, we only work with 4: clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. Those 4 faculties are your senses of your soul that will allow you to perceive other dimensions of energy and consciousness. So I hope you go into that. But they're literally right around you right now. They've been trying to get through to you for a while. You know, every time you find yourself thinking, I miss them, it's because they're with you. Every time you think, I'm missing them, it's because their energies come close to yours and you're feeling that energy, but your mind and body are going, but I don't see them. I don't hear them. And it's not because there's anything wrong with you. It's because your mind and body only deal with the physical dimension. So your eyes can't see a non-physical being. Your ears can't hear non-physical beings. Your awareness can. So whenever you find yourself thinking about them, and you'll hear us say this many times, for anybody who's lost someone, when you find yourself thinking about them, they're with you. In that moment, their energy is interacting with you. And if you can get your head out of the way, get you the illusions out of your mind that they're missing, forget that thought. In that moment, they're tuning into you, and you can tune into them and allow yourself to receive, because they'll communicate in images, they'll communicate in thoughts, they'll communicate in symbols, they'll communicate in colors, they'll communicate in whatever way that you're open and receptive as consciousness to receive them, right? It takes time to learn, but the great question. Thanks so much. And they love you very, very much. They say you're a bit stubborn still. Wonderful. Question on YouTube. My best friend's mother, Janina, transitioned this week. Does she have a message to family? It's funny, I get this message a lot, but just like this whooping and hollering of joy, like Yahoo! Like I'm just paraphrasing because I can't do the way she's doing it, because my voice box is different than the sound that she's making. But it's a great joy and great celebration. She's saying, "Tell them not to mourn me. Tell them not to mourn me. Celebrate me as I celebrate them." Yeah. In the gatherings, I've been with you in the gatherings. She's saying she's been with you in the gatherings that you. I wish they would hear me better. Yes, I know that feeling. She wants you to hear her better. She wishes you to hear her better. And you don't hear people that aren't in a physical body with physical ears. You hear them with your awareness. But I don't know. There's this little one. She's telling me to say tell the little one it's okay. Nana's fine. She's just saying the little one's little boy, dark hair, just little boy. Tell him he's okay. Nana's still here, right? Do not doubt that. So you've got somebody that still sees her physically, sees her energy, right? He can see her energy with his eyes, because little children between ages 0 and age 6 are able to perceive a broader band color spectrum than most humans, because there's nothing in the way of their mind to block them from doing that. So this little one, she's very concerned about him, making certain that nobody makes fun of him or makes a fool of him for seeing her, because she's there. He sees her energetically. Wow, so beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Vio. I really appreciate that question. Chubbs, I need a message so bad right now from my grandmother who passed. She was a medium also. This word need. Excuse me. She's trying to come in too fast here. Hang on. She wants to know why you haven't continued practicing. I don't know what she means by this, but she's saying she wants you to keep practicing. Yes. Listen to this one. He's telling you the truth, that you cannot see me with your eyes nor hear me with your ears, but you can know me with your heart and feel my presence around you, like literally around you. She's like embracing you energetically. Relax, breathe, release the tension from you, receive from her energy, like literally just pause, relax, be open. If you feel a sudden rush of heat, that's perfectly normal, because the body will react to what you perceive on the level that it can function on. So a lot of people's bodies can perceive, when you as awareness perceive, oh, somebody's around me right now, your body will react to it from this level of instinct, because the body's an instinctual mechanism, right? It's based on fight or flight. Anyway, you can learn all of this stuff and so much more in our courses and classes. And there's a lot of communication coming in from so many different sources right now. Like from the perspective of a medium, there's a different function of what you see, what you hear, what you feel, what you know. But it's perfectly natural and normal for anybody to learn that skill set, right? Let's see, here we go. Ian. Hi, Ian. Hello, William. Is the God Pan truly a being of light, as I have heard negative things about him? Thanks. Energy has no choice but to organize itself according to your consciousness. According to your faith, so it shall be. There's a lot of work from darker, lower vibrational energies to terrify people about the non-physical realms of consciousness. Once you understand there's a difference in energy, there's a high vibration of energy, there's low vibrations of energy. There's really good people in the world, there's very bad people in the world. The same process of polarity operates across all dimensional timelines. It's less and less pronounced as you go up in frequency, but it's there in all different degrees on all dimensional timelines. And there's great concerted effort to keep most humans in this physical dimension predominantly in a state of fear, which keeps them locked into instinct and survival and away from creation. As a result, you're seeing all these TV shows and programs that are out there that that train people to be afraid and scared. All these types of sports that are highly competitive, that again keep people in opposition to each other. Competition, fear, that's a dominant theme on this planet right now. Is people are trying to keep people in fear, because you can control an animal better than you control a human. And a human being, by the definition my guides and angels have told me, a human being is one who has opened their consciousness up so as to be able to originate deliberate and intentional changes over their thinking, their emotion, and their body, so that their body and mind are extensions of their consciousness, not the other way around. That's the definition of someone who's creating intelligence, right? Thank you so much for that, Ian. Really appreciate it. Hi, guys. A question. My adopted mom's funeral is February 2nd. My dad's transitioned a few months before her. Nothing. I think it's anything is what you mean. Yes. Well, again, they will both stand around you when you're ready. I mean, again, they're saying, we did our work with you. We are complete. We are so grateful. We are complete. There's so much here that's being said. I just want to say, do not mourn. They are not lost. This is something, a misconception about people when they cease to exist in a body anymore. Understand that they are energetically accessible to you, to anybody that knows them. Like really, you want to really get to that place. Yes. Yes. You want to. Yes. Sit with them. Like literally sit down. Get your mind quiet. Feel her presence is most strong with you right now, okay? Sit down and feel her presence with you now. He will come also. Remember, you can only see what you're open to seeing. You can only hear what you're open to hearing. If you want, you can always get more information by booking a reading with me. You can go to my website, William Michael Forbes, because there's a lot more information there. Again, there's things that are best said privately. So you might want to consider booking a reading with me and go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and you can do that there. Sonia's asking, does my dad have a message for me, please? Sonia, I really need his advice. I'm so sad. He's saying he wants you to put your sadness aside. He wants you to release your sadness. The loss is the lie. Put your sadness aside so that he can give you what you were asking for. Understand that your sadness is the belief that he's lost to you. And that's what blocks you from receiving the very thing you're asking from him. Again, there's so much more to what can be said, but let it, put your sadness aside. Tell her to put her sadness aside. I'm right here. Like he wants you to put your sadness, breathe, release your sadness. Be open to sensing his presence energetically around you. Like you need to sense his presence. Your sadness is like a filter that blocks you from feeling and knowing his presence. And this happens to a lot of people when somebody leaves the physical dimension, when they transition from the physical dimension. A lot of people go into fear or sadness, anger, and those energies are lower vibrational and will act as filters or blockages, literally like putting something over your eyes and ears. Anger, fear, guilt, shame, lower vibrational energies are literally like covering your eyes and covering your ears from hearing and seeing. So you literally want to drop your anger, drop your fear, and you'll find anytime you find yourself thinking about them, they're trying to connect with you. It's the simple truth. Anytime that you feel yourself thinking about them, they're with you. They're in that moment, they're trying to connect with you. And then what you're trained to do is go, oh, I'm so sad because they're not here. But they are. They're just not in a physical body. They're just, if you understand that, you can save yourself so much suffering. But again, I encourage you to book a reading with me, and you'll get to a lot more information and experience from that too. Let's see what we got here. Supernatural spirituality saying only love can enter the space and only love can leave the space. That is the perfect message that I needed this day. You're very, very welcome. And it's a very powerful mantra. It really, really is. Hello, my brother passed away tragically in April 2022. Does he have anything? First words out of his mouth were whoops. He's saying whoops. Yeah. I read that wrong. Yeah. Whoa. He was quite surprised. He's saying, I didn't expect it to go that way. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I did not expect it to go that way. And I certainly did not mean to hurt anybody. Yeah, again, I'm not trying to ask him about the circumstances. But he's really, yeah, behind you. Like he's putting his hand on your head, energetic. Like when I say hand, I'm saying how my brain interprets the way his energy is interacting with you. His hand is on the back of your head, and he's literally like a hand on the back of your head and a hand in the middle of your back, and he's just letting you know, I'm sorry that I've caused you this harm. It was a whoops. It literally was. It was an error. I did not mean to do this. Yes. So he's again, when you leave the physical plane, if you're in a lower vibrational state, he's going to have to deal with what he's dealing with, of course. You cannot escape the vibration you're on, but you can change the vibration you're on. So a lot of people can leave in anger and pain, and they still have the opportunity, once they have a self-awareness, to change their energy. Whether you're in a physical body or you're not in a physical body, once you understand how to change your energy from one state to another, you can alter the creative process that's happening in your life right now. Because whatever's happening around you is because of what is happening within you. That's what's going on right now. Oh, good. We got that going on. Thank you so much. Question from Hannah. Any message from my mom regarding my current relationship as well as my mental health? Oh, she's saying you have to slow down your mind. She is always thinking so fast. Can you tell her to slow her thinking down? She wants you to slow your thinking down. Like, slow your thinking down. She said, tell her to take up gardening. She wants you to take up gardening. Like, get into the earth. This will really help her. It'll help her ground. So this getting into gardening will really help you ground. Like, go out to the garden, take care of flowers, plants, trees, get engaged with gardening. She's saying that you'll find a love there that you did not know you had. I'll be with you in the garden. I'll be with you in the garden. Wow. Wow. Yeah. You'll find, grounding is very important. Learning to ground. Question from Memley. Hi, Melissa. I see shadows and things drop randomly. Can you tell me who it is? Again, thank you for asking that question, Melissa. It's really important that you understand that what may appear as shadows may be no threat at all. But with the question you can actually interact with these energies, okay? It sounds like you got clairvoyance, clear seeing. You can see a different spectrum of energy than most people. But I don't get any maliciousness because they're coming down to you, right? They're coming down to you. When you observe them, again, you heard what was said just earlier. Only love can enter your space. Only love can leave your space. You can fill your whole home with that energy. You can literally turn your whole space. Only love can enter this space. Only love can leave this space. And then when those entities or energies come into that space and time, you can ask them questions. What is your purpose for being here? Oftentimes, I've had a case where one of our students a few years back, had this shadow following her everywhere, and she's really afraid of the shadow. And we had her sit down, we had her connect to the shadow and ask it what its purpose was. And it turned out to be her mom. And her mom has been trying to get through to her for like 4 years after she passed. But she was afraid of this shadow as being something evil or bad. So she was trying to get rid of it and doing all kinds of things to remove it. And it was her mother trying to communicate with her. And when that moment happened, when that realization happened, this light filled her whole consciousness. She just felt filled with light. Again, energy can only function in harmony with the energy that you're in. So if you're in a state of love and grace, you're going to experience that energy. If you're in a state of anger and fear and frustration, you're going to experience that. And when you learn how to change your energy, you'll literally learn to change your life. And most people don't understand how to change their own thoughts. Most people don't even know they can change their own thoughts. Most people don't know that the thoughts are creating their emotions and that their body's reacting to those emotions. And we go into great detail in showing people how to learn to manage thoughts, emotions, and how the body functions so that you are no longer subjective to mind and body. Your body and the body now become your servants, not your masters. That's what it's supposed to be. Your body's supposed to be your servant, not your master. Hi, guys. Hi, Gina. Hello, Hassan. Yes. I've had someone with me for a while. Who is it? You've had Archangel Michael. Like he wants you to work on transmuting, lifting other people up. He wants to really work through your throat and heart chakra. He wants to work through your throat and heart chakra to help others. Yeah. There's 2 other beings with him too. One I get is like a grandfather on one. Just that's the only term I can give for this energy is grandfather. On one side of him, on the other side of him, there's a young child. But Michael's in front of them, and they are behind him. This grandfather and this child are with Michael, and again, yes, he wants to work through your throat chakra. Which again, I'm. Can I say that? Yes, he's saying learning to use your words and your heart to work through these 2 energy chakras to assist others, to help them in the liberation of their suffering. But this grandfather and this child, very interesting. Don't often see people behind Michael like that unless it's for a good reason. But I think when you start to work with Michael and allow your words and your heart to guide your actions with his energy, like literally he'll work through you. These guides, angels, ascended masters can work with you and through you, right? And again, you hear much Christian mythology where they're saying, oh, this is darkness. And no, if you are a low vibrational being, you will attract negative vibrational beings. If you are a high vibrational being, you'll work with high vibrational beings. Birds of a feather flock together. You are not, you are the vibration that you're being, and your vibration attracts the people, circumstances, and conditions that match your vibration. And you can change your vibration in an instant. You can go from a state of depression to a state of love if you understand who you are, what your mind is, what your emotions are, and what your biology is, and how to work with those instruments so that you can change your energy at will, right? You can change your energy just by smiling. You can change your energy with a smile. And when you suddenly realize, oh, I can direct my body to smile and lift my energy up. Yeah, we go into great detail in our masterclasses showing people how to get experience with changing their own energy, because that's what it's all about. It's not about what's out in the world. It's about learning to change and manage our own energy, right? So grateful. Such a beautiful thing. Question from Amanda. Is my husband passed away? Anything from him? He wants you, he's saying, please tell her to be happy. Pursue love. Do not cease the pursuit of love. It does not end, it begins again. Tell her this. So he's saying that your love does not end with that material experience. It continues. He wants you to keep pursuing love. Keep pursuing love. Yes, there is love even greater. There is love even greater. Yes. He says within you is the best place to start right now. Awaken the love within you. Yes. But he's been trying to get you to get out a little bit more and connect to some people more intentionally. He wants you to connect to other people more intentionally. Yes. Yeah. That old self go. Thank you so much. Question from Dion. Will I meet my soulmate this year? There has been some interference in my timeline. Thank you, William. Great question, Dion. If I tune into your energy, I'm going to just tap into your higher self. You have to get your higher self is saying there's something in the back of your mind, and that, can I say that's the past? That in the back of your past, there's something that stands in the way, something to do with what you call relationship. You've got something in your mind that you're still holding onto in relationship that is inhibiting. It's like if you tie a stake to the ground and you tie your ankle to that stake, you're not going to go very far. He's saying your higher self is saying you're holding on to something from your past that's not allowing this to happen. Once you release that attachment to that past, then this will come to be quite quickly indeed. Wow, thank you so much. Wonderful question, Dion. Yeah, here we are. How do I know if I can open up on my seeing spirits? Great question, Sonia. This is something that we are all born. When we are born into our physical bodies, everyone has 5 physical senses, but you also have these other senses: clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, claircognizance. Their functions, some call it telepathy, some call it psychic senses, but we are born with them, all of them: physical senses, non-physical senses. In the process of being raised as a child in a physical body, most of your attention is placed on the environment. So you get all of your physical senses, get all of your attention, and your inner senses of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance do not get developed. There's not much in the way of training in this world yet that teaches people how to awaken these inner faculties. But I highly encourage you to come join our 101 Masterclass starting March the 4th, because in there you'll begin to learn the functional principles of how to train your body and train your mind so that you as awareness can begin to re-access these other skill sets. And we employ a number of tools and methods in our program for training, helping you to train your awareness and your body and mind to the purpose of opening up those faculties of clairvoyance, clairsentience, claircognizance, clairaudience, because they are real faculties. Everybody has them, and everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. They just have been trained. We've been so conditioned by the environment that this is the only real world. That's nonsense. This is not the only real world. This is just a part of it. Just a small fragment of what you are. But come and join our classes and join a wonderful community that's based in raising the collective unconsciousness of humanity from fear to love. That is the ultimate goal of the work that I'm committed to end the suffering of humanity and to raise the collective consciousness of humanity from fear to love. That's really important, and that's called Ascension, raising collective unconscious from fear to love. That is the movement of Ascension. Ascension is love, right? Descension is fear. Great question. Thanks so much for asking. Yes, here we are. Oh, there we are. Does my uncle forgive me? Does he have a message for me? I don't know why he's saying this, but he's saying, just tell her I appreciate that she was honest. It liberated me as well. That she was so honest. So like whatever happened, your honesty liberated him. It's literally liberated him. He's saying it forced him to take responsibility for letting go of his he's saying the word, I want to say the word anger, but it's something. Is that fair enough to say that? Yeah, he's saying to let go of his anger and his control. He had to have the experience, had to create that outcome that he could learn that process that he's learning right now. Yes. Apparently he's going to be coming back into a reincarnation very soon. Yeah, that's really cool. Coming back into the body. Yes. Anything from my parents, please. For those of you that are watching right now, I want you to hear this very carefully. The moment you want to ask a question about them, that's the moment they're with you, because they want you to connect with them. They want you to directly connect with them. And they're in connection with you right now. And if you can train your sensitivity, if you can close your fear and your anticipation down and just feel their presence with you right now, like they're like just around you. You are in the middle, surrounded by their love, their energy. Become sensitive. Whether it's on this show or you're in your daily life and you're suddenly thinking about grandma or grandpa, mom or dad, your sister, your brother, it's because their energy's interacting with you on the level that they can. But what happens is most people, when their energy interacts with you, you think about, you have thought, I'm wondering how dad's doing. And suddenly you're thinking, oh, he's dead. And you go into your sadness and, oh, I miss them. And you don't realize that in that moment where you perceive them, that's when they connected you. If you can train your awareness, get your mind out of the way, get your thinking mind out of the way, and allow your awareness to delight in the presence of communion with their energy. Delight in that process with them, because it happens quite frequently. A lot of people don't realize it. A lot of people don't realize it, especially when they've just left the body. That's when there's the most interaction going on. That's when the most interaction is going on, because they're confused. It's uncertain for some people when they leave the body. They're aware they're still alive, but they're not in a physical body. They're trying to communicate to people. Nobody's hearing them. Nobody's seeing them. And yet everybody's so emotionally, they're gone, they're missing, but they're not. They're just they're not in a physical medium of expression. If you could learn that and become sensitive to their presence, you'll understand when you feel them that there is no such thing as death. There's simply the transition of consciousness from a physical state to a non-physical state. And it's the truth. It's very simple. You're not here to suffer. You're here to love. A question from Blind Motivation. I'm blind, and my parents are thinking of retiring to France from the U.S. And I was wondering if Spirit can tell me if it would be good for me there. Oh, yeah. Yes. They're telling me okay, you had a lifetime in France. It's no accident that says on that. You had a lifetime in France. That was part of the reason why you're currently experiencing this blindness. You've carried over an experience. This is going to cause a cathartic healing for you. I don't know what that healing is going to look like, but this is going to cause a real cathartic healing for you. To go there, to be independent there, to face your greatest fears there in the strangeness of this, so that you may learn to see without eyes, to see without eyes, right? Your fear has made you blind. It is time to liberate your fear. Again, I don't know who's saying this to you, but that's what they're sending to you right now. Yes, I get, again, the strong energy of Archangel Gabriel, but there's also a woman here. There's a woman that's present here. Like literally, she's in an old style dress. I'm going back. I'm feeling somewhere around the 1800s. Again, I don't know what it's very old white dress, pink frills, things like that on it. But this is going to be a real healing for you. And yeah, it'll be very interesting. Please, when you do go through that process, I hope you reach out back to us again and let us know how this resonates with you, and also what your experience is there, because yeah, you're going to do some real healing there once you can liberate that fear. Wow. Thank you so much for that question, Blind Motivation. I love it. It's beautiful. Got time for a couple more questions here, guys. How do I repel the evil eye? I am a huge magnet for it, but I don't know why. This is a great question. And when you cannot control your energy will create circumstances. Emotion, and this is true for every single human soul, no matter how good or evil they are. Emotion organizes matter. My guardian angel John told me a number of years ago, he said, William, emotion is the fifth state of energy. It organizes all matter below it, solid, liquids, gases, the electrons. It organizes matter. When you are in a certain emotional energy, if you are in fear, you are going to generate send out vibrational energy that resonates with fear, and you're going to attract like energy into your experience. Anytime you have this perception of the evil eye, okay, she's telling me to tell you this. She is telling me to tell you this. She's telling me to tell you, anytime that you feel the eye upon you, release your fear, and it will dispense from you immediately. It will be gone. Release your fear. Release your fear. In a simple way, yes. Yeah. Go. She's saying, go to your heart. Go to the heart of your love. Be in your love. No fear can come upon you in love's heart. No fear can come upon you in love's heart. Wow. And it's true. If you shift your energy from fear to love, what starts to happen around you is pretty amazing. Even when bad things happen or good things happen, they're all based on an energy that we're holding consciously or subconsciously in our biology. Our experiences are determined by energy. They're not determined by matter. Matter is determined by energy. Right? Great question. Thank you so much. Good morning from the West Coast. Hi there. Did my son know I was with him when he was on his life? He did. Absolutely. Again, do you know that he's with you? He said he wants you to know. Do you know I'm with you? Do you know I'm with you? I'm so grateful. I'm so thank you. Thank you. He's so grateful. He feels your love so deeply and so intimately. He's so grateful for your love. And he wants you to feel his love. Feel his love. He wants you to feel his love. Feel his love. Yes, please feel his love. Let yourself feel his love. He says, you gave so much. Let me give back. He wants you to feel his love, the gratitude, the graciousness. As he made that process, he said, she never doubted me. He said, you never doubted him. You never doubted that he would be okay. And he says, I am okay. You never doubted that. You see, a lot of us think that the body being healed or whole means we're going to be okay. That's not necessarily true. Being okay is that your consciousness is awake and aware and alive. And wow, thank you so much for sharing bringing your son's energy to us today. It's a beautiful thing. And all of you, I mean, anytime that I tune into them, I get to feel something of their energy as you do too. Where's my masterclass? All our masterclasses are held on Zoom. We run our program as live events. We have a series of each class consists of about 20 to 21 days, about 1 hour to 3 hours per day of deep instructive learning by the ascended masters, guides, angels, other multidimensional beings. They're held on Zoom, and we have a primary study group that we have on Facebook so students can interact with each other. But the courses are held on Zoom, and they're all live events. They are all held in Eastern Standard Time. Every event is recorded and posted for people to review at any time according to their schedule. So if you don't have a time frame that allows you to show up, if you can't show up for a live event, the recordings will always be available to you, so you'll never miss anything over the entire duration of any one of our courses. Our 101 Masterclass, which is the introductory program on beginning to sensitize your awareness to the consciousness that you are and learning how to sense and perceive energy very differently, begins March the 4th. So I highly encourage you to sign up for that course. But yeah, they're all held live on Zoom. Thank you for asking. Great question. What does my mom think of my new poetry and art? Well, she thinks it's beautiful, but she thinks some of it's a little bit silly. She says there's something about the down to the root. She's saying something about deep. You got to go deep. She's saying you need to go deeper into your subject. She's telling me to tell you, go deeper into your subject. Get out of your analysis of the subject. Go deeper. Like she's She's trying to push me down. She's saying go deeper into your subject. Yes. And she's saying then you will have the door. The door will open then. The door will open then. Be deeper into your subject. Deep. Like she's really like deep. I mean, we're talking becoming your subject. That's the best way. That's how I feel. It's not, you're not watching or observing what you're creating. You're it. You are it. You're it being it. And yes, tell her to let her works be guided, her hands be guided by that. By that. Wow. Thank you so much. That's such a beautiful energy. Yeah, going deep into it. Thank you so much for that. Let's scroll down. There are a lot of questions today. Again, for those of you that are new here on YouTube or anything, if you got a question or I don't get to it, if you use the super chat feature, I can prioritize questions. It's much easier to see a question that way than when I'm scrolling. So you can use the super chat feature. And on TikTok, I'm still beginning to get a familiarity with the interface and how to use it. As it's something new that we started doing just a few weeks ago. Let's see here. Question from Kim. Does the spirit have a message for me? I've been having a hard time lately. The words that came to me right away from spirit to you is be stillness. Be stillness. Be stillness. Like Kim, whatever you feel from these words, they tell me to tell you to feel. Be stillness. Like close your eyes and feel the vibration of these words. Be stillness. Feel the vibration of those words. If you think them in your mind, be stillness. Yes. In our, learning to train your body, because a lot of people don't realize their body is not who you are. It's an animal that you live in. You inhabit a physical animal. Wonderful movie called The Golden Compass that addresses that concept in a very unusual way. But you want to recognize that your body is an instrument that you have to learn how to operate properly. That your thoughts, your mind is an instrument that you have to learn how to operate properly. And there's not much teaching people how to run their own minds because everybody's trying to run your mind for you. The schools are telling you what to think, what to feel, what to believe. The TVs, the radios, the television shows are telling you what to think and feel and believe. And there's so little that loans itself to you stopping and considering, what do I want to think or believe? And then learning to train your mind and body to be in alignment with what you want instead of it feeling like something that's fighting against you. Your sadness will pass, by the way, Kim. In the stillness, your sadness will pass. Thank you for asking, Sonia. Where do we sign up for courses? You sign up at my website, williammichaelforbes.com. You can also go get to that through torontomedium.com and just look up courses in the services that we offer in the shop, and you'll see our whole list of courses and events that are ongoing there and the available schedule right up until April 1st. We have our schedules up and running till then. And get out there, sign up. It's March the 4th. March the 4th is when the beginner's class begins, the beginning masterclass. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for love, joy, and peace to all watching. Thank you so much for that. Hassan saying every class and every course taught by William is actually a full live channeling from the Ascended Masters, Archangels, and many other advanced and well-known beings from the higher dimensions. And it is quite profound that we have access to that information. Thank you for that, Hassan. Yeah, it is pretty amazing. As a medium, everybody has the capabilities to become multidimensional. You are already multidimensional. You've got a body, that's one dimension, the physical matter. You've got emotions, that's an energy, a level of energy. Then you've got thoughts, which is an invisible realm of energy. That's 3 dimensions. And then there's your awareness. You live on 4 dimensions. Just while you're in this physical body, you live on 4 dimensions, and they're interactive. And you want to take the opportunity you have while you're in this physical dimension to learn to work with these different levels of your energy, to learn to function as a deliberate creator. You came here to be free to create. You did not come here to be enslaved to suffering. You came here to be free to create. Again, I encourage you to do that. I got a super chat here. Hang on. Oh, thank you so much, Melissa, for that super sticker. Really appreciate it. Very kind of you. Thank you so much. Question from Melissa. Any messages from my spirit guides? Any messages about a new relationship I began 2 months ago? They're talking to me about the relationship first that it's still very new. They're saying be very discerning in love. Make certain that love is present. What you give and what you receive. Make sure that love is present. And somebody's saying something about a job, a position that's going to be coming available to you in love. They're saying this vibrational change is important. Shifting your energy from fear to love is very, very important. There's a new opportunity coming for you, okay? A new job of some kind coming into your life. Shift your vibration, raise it up. Get your consciousness away from fear. Get aligned to love. Love is your true nature. Love is everyone's true nature. When you can get yourself as aware that you are not your thoughts, you're not your emotions, you're not your body, when you realize the role that you're designed to play over them, you can heal your mind, you can heal your body, you can heal your emotions really quickly once you understand that your body and your mind are designed by nature to follow your instructions. It's made that way. Your body's built to do what you think it to do, right? Here we go. Okay, let me see. Do you have tips for channeling? I want to take a course, but I'm scared. Do you have any advice? Listen, a lot of people's fear around channeling has been perpetrated by organized religions for thousands of years. Master Jesus spoke to God. He spoke to Gabriel. He spoke to many spirits. Every enlightened being learns to do that. And yet, those in power sought to disenfranchise everybody from that quantum field, and they kept it to themselves. And they made people be afraid and attack and punish anybody who would dare to approach the realm of consciousness outside of what is the physical dimension. Because you can control people that are stuck in their minds and bodies, but you cannot control people that are free. Do not be afraid. Please understand, but raise your vibration. Like lift your energy up. You don't want to try channeling or being a medium or being a psychic without learning how to raise your vibration to a higher frequency of love. If you're in a lower vibration of anger or fear, you're going to connect to lower vibrational energies, and that's not a judgment. That's just the truth. Birds of a feather. So we function fundamentally on teaching people to first raise their vibration, what they eat, what they think, meditation, grounding, fundamental things that you need to do. You literally need to do these things in order for your vibration to be afraid. So whoever you're taking this course with, just make certain that their vibrational state, they're coming from love, that they're not perpetrating fear. They're going to train you to heal your body, to teach you how to run your emotional energy, to teach you how to run your thought process. Because the idea of exploring the non-physical dimensions should be exciting. It shouldn't be filled with fear, right? So learn to raise your vibration. That's what I have to say to you, dear one, is like literally raise your vibration. Before you take any course, before you try exploring, connecting to non-physical entities, make certain your vibration is high. Do not do it from a place of fear or anger or uncertainty. Learn how to control your energy first. Again, if you want to really learn that, come take the classes. Go to my 101 Masterclass. Starts March the 4th. And you'll learn how to do that. It's a high vibrational program. You're going to learn how to raise your vibration. You're going to learn how to raise your vibration up, away from fear, back to love. And we have many students that are on, I see we got some of our students on our YouTube channel. I think we got some of our students who are on TikTok now. Look at some of their comments. People have taken these courses. Their lives have changed. We got people that were suicidal and clinically depressed, have learned how to change their energy. They've raised their vibration up. Now they talk to their guides, their angels, and they get support and assistance in their lives. And their lives have been changed. And it's what happens when you change your energy, your life changes. It really is true. Change your energy, change your life. Let's see. Here we go. I feel the presence of my ancestors. What's the message that is trying to come through? That's really wonderful, that you're starting to feel their presence, learning to tune into their energy. They say you've already been able to do this. You've done this in your what you call your dream state, where you've gotten messages from them. They say you just have to learn the process of reinterpreting the information. They're talking about good medicine. They want you. There's some kind of good medicine. She needs good medicine. There's good medicine. I don't know who she is that they're referring to, if it's you or somebody else, but they're saying she needs good medicine. And again, I'm being shown like trees and forests and like the ground of herbs, and something about the mother nature, Mother Earth is where you must find your medicines. Go back to the mother for your medicines. Go back to the mother for your medicines. And she, again, they're saying, please tell her she needs good medicine. And again, I don't know if the she is you or somebody else, but they're very strong on that terminology. Thank you so much. Sally Gold is saying, Michael, can you connect with my dog? I'm not doing great. He was my emotional support, as you were his. Understand, Sally, if you'll indulge us for a moment, like literally, sit down. We know that you're holding on to the sadness because you're holding on to the illusion that your dog no longer exists. He does not have a physical body, but his presence is very close to you. So I'm going to just ask you to take a deep breath, Sally. Just take a deep breath. And when you relax the body, when you release your breath, relax your body and let your sadness go for a moment. Just release your sadness. Okay, just make a decision to let the sadness go for a minute. You can have it back when you're finished, but just release your breath and let the sadness go. And as you do that, I want you to sense the space over to the right side of you. Once you can release your sadness with your breath, if you need to take a couple of breaths, do that. But release the sadness. Let it go from the body. Deliberately let the sadness go with your breath. And then when you're feeling the sadness diminishing, sense over to your right, about 2.5 to 3 feet. They're sitting right there. 2.5 to 3 feet over to your right, looking up at you. Again, I'm not seeing the kind of dog it is. I'm seeing all kinds of different dogs because that's the way my brain is interpreting their energy at the level my brain is at. But you'll feel their presence right there when you release your sadness. And I'll tell you something. Once you can feel their energy with you, we have that with our little. We have this beautiful little Yorkie named Tika. And when she transitioned out of her body about 1.5 years ago, she pops around. Sometimes we wake up in the middle of the night and Norma says, she's licking my toes again. Or she'll be running around and I'll find myself stepping over her because I actually sense her energy right there. And I just react based on my past programming as if her physical body was really there. I'll react when her energy's there, almost the same fashion. So I do understand the process you're in. And it's a very unique position to be in, to have the opportunity to sense and feel the presence of those that we love, whether they're in the body or not. Just the same way as we can, we got radio stations going all over the place. You just need something to interpret it, right? And you are an interpreter of energy. Thank you so much for that question, Sally. I'm sending you much love. Oh, you're very welcome, Mary. Here we are. Oh, it just appeared, whatever that was. They're going so fast. You guys are amazing. Your questions are going so fast. And again, TikTok followers and those who are following now and joining in, thank you so much for being present. I really, really appreciate it. And again, you're connecting here because you're connecting to your higher self. You're waking up. You're not just simply here to get answers to questions. You're here to know that you can connect to different levels of energy. You're here to learn that you can connect to different aspects of energy and your being, that you can learn to create and redefine your life in a new and dynamic way. You don't have to be subjective to your thinking and your emotions anymore. You can assert an authority over your mind and emotions and liberate yourself from suffering. And every one of you who comes here is supporting this energy going out to the world. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Melissa's asking, are there any messages from my grandmother, Maxine? Um, I'm getting a bunch of different grandmothers coming here at the same time. My apologies. But the first thing I'm seeing is, again, someone sitting and just, she's looking up somewhere. What are you looking at? I'm pointing up. She's pointing up. And it's like a tall building. Again, I don't know what this means yet. She's looking up, pointing up, looking up. Look up, look up, look up. It's very high. Look up. So again, I think this means she wants, again, I'm paraphrasing, and if I'm, yeah, she wants you to look up to God. Look up to the divine. Yes, look up to the heavens. She is there. This is where she is now. She is with God. She is with God now. She is with God now. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. She's with God now. It's funny, you know, that everybody goes into a different experience according to their own process of creation, right? God, angels, archangels, ascended masters, multidimensional beings, they're all possibilities in the quantum existence that we live in. Thank you so much. I got time for one more question, and we'll call it a day. Wow. Thank you so much, Mary. Yes, somebody's asking, will I be able to channel? Everybody is able to channel, provided you learn the steps and the process, the mechanisms that are involved in the function of perceiving different realms of energy and consciousness. But we have been so conditioned by our 5-sensory world that most people are so bound to the senses that they're disconnected from the internal senses. But absolutely, yes, you can learn to open up your capabilities to perceive other dimensions of information. Because that's all it is, just tuning your awareness into different dimensions of information that's going around us all the time, much the way radio stations and TVs are going around us right now. All these signals, we don't hear them because we haven't developed the mechanism to interpret them. But you can develop your consciousness to interpret different frequencies of consciousness. And again, come out to our masterclasses. They start on March the 4th, 2023. Our first one begins in our 101 masterclass. I highly encourage you to get out there. You'll learn the basic fundamental steps. You'll have practice sessions with the students for you get a chance to sit down and practice with people to learn the function of how to sense the energies of other beings, how to get your mind and body quiet, open, and receptive so that you as awareness can begin to perceive outside the 5-sensory self, right? Because most people are trained to perceive only what they physically see, hear, smell, touch, taste. Our course teaches you how to pull your attention away from the 5 physical senses to start to perceive sensation and vibration beyond the scope of your physical senses, right? Oh, another question? Okay. You're 100% wrong. My love, don't be deceived. The devil is a liar. Narrow is the path. Well, you know, it's okay. Anytime that somebody is afraid or angry, they're going to be basing their fear or anger upon what they've taught. And I totally understand whoever you are, just know that you are loved. No matter what you think, feel, or believe about us or anybody, you are loved. The divine loves you. No matter what you say or do to me or anybody, love is your true nature, right? And if you're going to be angry and upset and afraid, I guess it's okay if you've got to find somewhere to unload some of that pain and suffering. But I send you love and grace right now. I send you love and grace right now, because that is your true nature. And again, Christian, most religious organizations perpetuate fear. They do not perpetuate love. They perpetuate fear, worship suffering, worship pain. A lot of religions do that. They teach people to worship suffering and pain. God does not want you to worship suffering and pain. He wants you to worship love. He wants you to live as love, to speak as love, to breathe as love, to do as love. That's what the divine wants. The devil wants you to be angry and fearful and judgmental and gossiping and mean and vindictive. That's what the devil wants, right? But the divine, it wants you to love and be compassionate and kind and creative and playful and loving and accepting and tolerant. but not too tolerant. Have yourselves a great day, everybody. I'm so grateful you came out. I'm so appreciative of your support, and I thank you for your questions. I apologize that we can't get to all of them, but you can, if you wish, leave questions underneath any one of the, if you're on TikTok, leave your questions under any one of my pinned videos. I do read all comments and questions, and I will do the best I can to get to them. Otherwise, you can also book a reading with me. Go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and you can book a reading and get a lot of information, a lot of questions answered that we can't get so detailed about here. So thank you so much, everybody. I look forward to seeing all of you on Saturday, tomorrow morning at 11 at 10 tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., 10 a.m. It's 10 a.m. Sorry, I'm just having a bit of a brain fart here. So I'll see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. for the meditation portion of our weekly show, where you learn to begin the fundamental steps of teaching your mind and body to be your servant and not your master. And I think we're going to have Archangel Gabriel with us tomorrow. His energy is always beautiful and kind and generous and gentle. And I will see you tomorrow on the same time, 10 a.m. on Shortcuts for Your Soul, Meditation Edition. Bye for now, everybody. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day.